Okay, good morning ladies. I hope you're well. This is a little video pod that I've decided to do this summer. As you know, I'm going away in a few weeks' time, and I just wanted to put a few things together for you so that you could practice while I'm away. I wouldn't normally wear a head mic, but for the purposes of the video, I wanted you to be able to hear what I was saying. Remember, when you start doing any form of exercise, to always just get yourself clear in your head. Try and take away all the things that are just sloshing around in your head that may distract you. Set your body up, set your bones, set your muscles, and then you're good to go. As always, we talk about the powerhouse. So this is to remind you how to set up. Think about the inner thighs, the pelvic floor pulled up towards your belly button. Think about the hamstrings, the backs of your legs, the bottom muscles, the tummy muscles, the waistband muscles, and the back. You don't need to know the names, you just need to know where they are. Think about it like a pair of shorts. Whatever hits you with your shorts first is how the muscles need to be synced together. So if they all work together, it enables you to be able to perform the exercises in Pilates or anything else correctly. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to stay on the floor for the purposes of the video. Oh, we have a friend just walking across here. Okay. So the first exercise we're going to do is we're just going to do the roll back. So sometimes in class we do standing exercises, but for the purposes of this we're going to stay on the floor. The first thing we need to do is to sit upright. Take your legs out in front of you. Place your hands here. We're thinking about drawing those inner thighs together, pulling up the tummy, tucking under the bottom, and as we do that we're going to drop the shoulders. Make sure you're looking forward. I will keep looking at the camera so that you can see what I'm doing, but I want you to look forward. As we roll back, we're thinking about pulling up that powerhouse, making sure we're nice and strong, dropping the shoulders, and then when you're ready, curling up from the inside to the up, all the way forward. Be careful not to pop your ribs out when you get to the top, and again curling back. And then bringing yourself back and up. Remember, with Pilates it's lateral breath, so as you breathe in the powerhouse stays strong, opening out the chest is the breath control. So as we breathe in we pull up, as we breathe out we through the chest we roll back, and then when we're ready we can roll back all the way to the floor. We want to keep our head and shoulders off the floor, and then keeping this nice and strong we want to curl ourselves all the way back up again, staying nice and strong the whole way through. If you ever feel this isn't for you, you can go a much slower distance, smaller distance down. As you go back, we breathe in, pull up the powerhouse, slowly roll to go back again, and then curling up, take a breath in, and exhale as you come all the way up, trying to stay controlled. So that first exercise you can do a number of times, just with control. Again, if you feel that's too much for you, you can always do it at a lower pace. The next exercise we're going to do is we're going to do toe taps. So as we curl back, we're going to go all the way down. We keep our head and our shoulders off the floor. We're going to pull this tummy muscle in strong, and we're going to lift one leg up to tabletop. A single leg toe tap does not include the bottom of the leg. We must keep this area strong. As we tap the leg and bring it up, we take a breath and we exhale to bring it up. We make sure that the tummy stays strong and the neck stays strong as well. If you're struggling at all, you can take your hands behind your head and drop and lift. Swapping to the other side, thinking about drawing that up. As you control the pelvic area, it's really important that the movement still comes straight from the hip. As you can see with my leg, it is just purely from the hip. When you feel ready, you can bring the other leg up, always thinking about pushing the back down towards the floor, bringing the tummy in. If you can hold your hands here, or you can hold them into the 100 position, and we can single toe tap. This in itself is pretty hard. It looks easy, but to control the body it's quite tricky. You can do a number of these. When you finish, bring that up, curl yourself up. So the next exercise we're going to do is we're going to curl down again, and we're going to do the 100. So remember, as we lift one leg, we pull in and breathe in. We breathe out and lift the other leg up. We put the legs together, take the hands to here. We beat 100 times, taking a breath in each time. So we go 1, 2, breathe in and out. And in and out. Really control that breath. If you're finding this tricky at all, you may take your hand behind your head and continue to do the move. I'm not going to do this 100 times now, but when you're doing this, you can stay to finish and then curl up in the end result. So you can pick and choose how long you want to do that. Anywhere between about 30 beats and 100 beats to build up to is great. Remember with your legs, when your legs are in the on top of position here, that's sort of a moderate position. Legs in is a little easier, legs out, either long, is much harder. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to try rolling as a ball. So as we bring our legs up, we want to go back on our pelvis slightly. We want to push our back into a curled position. We want to pull our tummy in, feet together. As we roll back, we want to think about only going as far as the upper body. Keep this strong. What can happen is we lose the connection. We need to stay strong. We're going to go up and back. If your feet touch, it's not a problem, but try really hard to keep them up. As we go back and up. Again, try that 3 or 4 times, up to about 6 times, always making sure that you keep the connection. The next exercise we're going to do is single leg stretch. As we roll down, we're going to lift one leg up, we're going to press the other leg out. Either you can hold with one long arm over the short leg, or you can hold on the top, or if you're struggling a little bit with your neck connection, you can take your hands behind. So I'm going to demonstrate it like this. So as we breathe in and out, we keep the connection the whole time. So you can do maybe 8 of these. When you're done, you want to roll up and keep that connection. We're moving on to double leg stretch as we go down. There's components of this to remember. For the head and the shoulders, the hands go out and round. So we breathe in, then out. The leg connection, keep the control as you bring up. The knees come in, the legs go out. The knees come in. When we're in, the head comes towards. As we breathe out, we take the hands out and the legs out, and we bring this in. When we've done maybe 8, we come back up, and then what we can do is, I'm just going to move back, is we can do a long body stretch here, or a curl forward. So the curl forward is here. We're aiming to try and get our nose on our knees. You can stop this at any point, so you can do more of any one exercise. This is purely to give you the demonstration of how to do it. As we move our bottom forward, once we've done a stretch, we're going to curl ourselves down and lie on our back. We're going to open the legs slightly and keep the connection with the knees. Pull up the powerhouse, and we're going into shoulder bridge. For the purpose of this, I'm going to lift up, but we're going to just make sure that the head stays firmly on the floor. We're going to shoulder bridge, so we want to tuck under the pelvis, push up through the bottom, allow ourselves to come up nice and straight. As we come up nice and straight, we want to make sure the muscles at the bottom wrap round. Slowly release to come all the way down, trying to avoid any wobble. All the way up again. As we curl, just push yourself up and down again. When you've done maybe 8 of those, bring the legs to straight, take your hands behind you. We're going to move into the roll up. So for the roll up, some of you know the options, but I will just remind you, the easier option is to bring the leg up, bring the head, and roll yourself into a nice straight line. If that option is too easy for you, you keep your legs together, take your hands back. As you breathe in, you want to lift your hands, your head, roll yourself forward, and then just reach forward as we've done before. Coming up to sitting. Again, you can stop this and choose to go on, We can play around with that a little bit more as we do in class, but make sure you maybe do 6 of these to 8 of these, keeping that connection there the whole time. As we roll down again, really make sure keep your hands there, roll down, keep your head nice and straight. We're going to go into a one-leg circle, so we're going to bring the leg up straight to the sky. As we take the leg across the body, what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep that hip down. As we take that leg down towards the foot, we roll out the leg and bring it back to the start position. I prefer you to keep your head down and your hands wide. Connection of the belly, keep a breath in, take that leg over, take it all the way down, bring it back and up. When you're ready, you want to take it in the other direction, over, back, round, up, over, back, round and up. The options for this are to make it easier with a bent leg. Drop that leg down and swap to the other side. So as you take it up, we're trying to get a straight leg with the hamstring. We're trying to stretch the hip area and also allow the hip to have some movement. Take a breath in, roll it round and back to the start position. Take a breath, exhale and round. Swap to the other side. Sorry, I've got my eyes shut, it's very sunny here. All the way round and one more. All the way round. Drop that leg down. When you've done enough of those, maybe 4 or 5 in each direction, go for a nice roll up, straight to sitting, curl yourself forward and coming up to here. Okay, so always just end and make sure that if there's anything that doesn't feel right, that you don't do it. You work through the positions. So we've done a little bit on our backs. The last thing we're going to do before we turn onto our sides is a scissor position. So again, we roll ourselves down if we can. We take one leg up to a straight line. What we're aiming to do is we're aiming to bring that leg towards the chest and the nose. We want to drop the shoulders. The other leg comes off the floor slightly. Keep the connection as you take a breath and slowly do a swap. And again, slowly do a swap. Again, slowly do a swap. Again, I'm not going to do too many, but you can do 6 to 8 on either side. When you finish, roll yourself up again. Each time you roll up, keep the connection there, and that will help. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to just turn over onto our tummies. So I'm just going to move my mat to straighten myself up, and hopefully you'll be able to see me. When we go down onto our tummies, we want to stay completely flat with our nose down. Our shoulders are down our back and our legs are wide. So remember, ladies, this is the swan dive. We do this in class. Keep the neck nice and long, put the forehead on the floor. The upper back moves. So we breathe in, pull the belly towards the back stays still. As we breathe out, we lengthen the neck. We lift up the upper back, we press through the palms, and we come up to wherever we feel comfortable, making sure that the neck stays long and the shoulders are down. All the way down again. Again, as we breathe in, we pull the belly towards the back stays strong, the neck comes out as we breathe out, and we lift our head and shoulders and upper back, all the way down. Remembering, if you feel anything in your lower back, think about stretching out through your neck a little bit more and only make the movement the upper back. So we try one more. Breathe in, exhale, come all the way up. If you can come to full extension, that's fine. If it's not for you, then that's fine too. Release to come down. Again, in class, we've progressed a little bit to the rocking one. So I'll just remind you, if you wish, the legs come up, keep the connection with your belly. The head goes down, the shoulders go down. As we breathe in, we pull the belly to the back a little bit more. And as the legs go down, we allow, with a breath out, the head to come up. All the way up. And then as we come down, the legs come up and the nose goes down. Release those legs down and then you can rest. Again, if you can try maybe between 4 to 6 of each of these exercises, that would be great. Bring yourself back, bring yourself up to child's pose. Remember, child's pose is back, hands are out. Think about lengthening your body. When you feel ready, I want you to come up to all fours position. The all fours position is very good for keeping strength in your back. also your arms, so making sure that your shoulders are underneath. Think about pulling in your belly. We're going to take the right leg out and we're going to lift the left leg. I think I'm off the camera here, move forward a little bit. We're going to lift it up, and as you can see, we're a nice straight line here. Think about the neck, then slowly bring it down. Again, thinking about pulling in the belly, think about lengthening the spine all the way out and bringing it down. Okay, so you know again that what you need to do is sort of 4 to 6 of each of these sides, really thinking about lengthening the back and really control. So keep stopping and starting so that you get that exercise correct. Again, the one we love is press-ups, but I've chosen to do the rocking press-up, which I think for us is a much easier option, but it's still very effective. So what we need to do is we have our hands wider than the mat. We're in the planking position if we can, making sure that the hands are firm with the elbows going backwards. We start back in that rock. As we come forward, we take a breath in, we go down towards the floor, we push up through the chest and the arms and then push ourselves back. I'll do one more to show you. So breathe in to go down, and then slowly pressing out to go back up. And then when you've done maybe 4 or 5 of these, what you need to do is come back to child's pose, and you all know that. Okay, so some side lying. So when we side lie, we want to make sure the hips are stacked, the shoulders are stacked, the tummy's pulled in, and the belly is nice and strong. So what we need to do, I think my feet are off camera here, let me move up a bit. So we want to ensure that we've got the stacking in the waist, and we want to lift the top leg. We're going to just do kicks forward, so press the heel out and bring that leg forward. Then slowly point your toe, take it back to straight, and again bring it forward, slowly bring it back to straight. Not forgetting to set up the whole time as you do it, slowly back to straight. If you wish to, at the end you can take your leg back a little bit, but be careful not to tip forward. Drop that leg down, bring the legs in, push yourself up. Again, you can stop and start this video, choose to do that again between 4 and 6 times. Rolling over onto the other side to do the same. So as you ran on that side, I'll just demonstrate again. Make sure that your chest and shoulders are straight and your hips are straight. Lift up that top leg. Press the bottom leg into the floor, create that strength in the powerhouse, and bring that leg forward. Slowly bring it back to straight. Try and avoid any movement. Again, I'm just going to demonstrate this 3 times, but make sure that on the last one you go back and try not to create a wobble. Then push your knees up, bring yourself up. So what we can do is we can do a little stretch forward. So this is a little snapshot of some of the things that we do in class, as you know. I haven't managed to, I haven't done a whole class for you. What I want you to do is just to remind you of some of the things that we do. So as we end just today with our legs in this cross position, for those that can't sit like that, sit with your legs like this is absolutely fine. And then just roll yourself forward and place your hands on the floor, dropping your head. When you've sat in that position for maybe 30 seconds to 60 seconds, just release and take a breath. Lift your hands up, and as we always end the class, we take our hands forward and we thank everybody for coming.